Now, for those of you that come to this channel, you understand that when these revelations start hitting, they come fast and furious. They come very quickly, and I just pump them out. I have to get this information out to you guys. I'm not going to sit on this information. And this one hit me. I was watching Westworld, and they were talking about fallen stars. And one of the robots looks out into the cityscape, and she sees all the lights, and she says it looks like the stars have fallen and they're basically on the ground. And it reminded me of a time when we were researching the stars on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Everybody knows what the Hollywood Walk of Fame is, where they put these stars in the ground. And you guys have heard me talk about these stars being cemented into the ground as kind of a big middle finger to God, that we're gods on earth. We're going to be stars down here if we can't be stars in the heaven. And that these stars are really the fallen angels. And that's what the planets are. They're really stars that fell out of the firmament and are basically in orbit around the earth. And this is why all of the planets are named after gods. And this is why nowhere in the creation story does it mention planets, because they're not planets. They're empty stars. And the Book of Enoch calls them wandering stars. So in my decoding of the Westworld series, I discovered that. Now, those videos will be uploading later, but I wanted to show you this because I found something simply unbelievable. Now, what you're going to notice is at Hollywood Boulevard, where the stars are, where it's gold here, is at Hollywood and Vine Street. And we're going to go into Google Earth in a minute here. We're not going to be on long here. We're going to be on here about 15 minutes because I want to get this up and published for you guys. And you're going to notice the orientation is east-west. That's the rising and the setting of the sun. Whereas when you look at the Holy Land, it's orientated north and south. So this is an anti-Christ cross, okay, with the fallen stars surrounding it. Now are you starting to see what we're dealing with here? These things are happening on a supernatural and spiritual level. And when we go into Google Earth, this is actually Hollywood and Vine right here. This is why people asking, why don't you trust Hollywood? There's got to be. No, this is why. Now, there is a Highland Boulevard, which is down here. Hillcrest. This is all about being on the top of the hill where Christ was crucified. And of course, here you see the cross. Make sure we're still connected up here. Technical difficulties already. And there's Vine Street. I believe what the vine actually means is the thorn. The crown of thorns around his head, which is this cross beam. This street is called Vine Street. Now, there's also a place called Cahuenga, which the word means place of the mountain. So you can imagine that Enter the Stars is going to take a closer look at this. And I got chills because here on the cross, you can see the profile of the crucifixion of Christ. Now, if you're not sitting down, this might be a time to sit down. I'm going to make sure we're still connected up here, because I'm going to show you. This is crazy, you guys. This is just unbelievable. Now, I just found this a few minutes ago, so I want to go live with you guys. Go back here. All right. Here you see the feet. Now, it's interesting how they laid these buildings out. Now, of course, this is the Hollywood Walk of Fame. This is Hollywood Boulevard. But you notice they've got the buildings tucked up against the street so that it forms this profile. Now, profile. But for those of you with eyes to see, spiritual eyes to see, you will notice that down here are feet. There's a foot going that way and a foot going that way. This is a cross. Now, as we move up, this is where things get spooky, because here these buildings have this red tarnish on them, which I believe is the spear that pierced his side. This red roof, and it's only on one side. They don't have it on this side. It makes you wonder, who plans this stuff? Is this city planners that do this? Is this happening on a spiritual, supernatural level? Are we just all crazy? I don't think so. I think all that was hidden is being revealed. Why is the red only on one side? Because that's the side he was pierced on. As we move up, we see what appears to look like the profile of a man. And at the top, at Hollywood and Vine, the famous Hollywood and Vine, I believe this is the crown of thorns. These buildings surround B. Now, this is going to take some deeper research to dig, of course, but I wanted to get this up for you guys so you could understand that this stuff, everything is about God, okay, in this reality. It's all about it. They're not going to tell you. They hide these things in plain sight. And this is true evil, because this is Antichrist. There's nothing good about this. There's your crown of thorns. Anyway, let me go in the chat for a few minutes. We're going to be live again tonight for you guys. It'll be morning for me. And we're the oldest Bible on record. So let me pop this out. It's morning for some of you guys. Let's see here, pop out chat. Some of you probably in England and over here in this part of the world are able to catch this stream. I wanted to do it on my main channel here. I need to do more work over here to keep this alive, because the enemy's handing out strikes. So no one's discovered this, you guys. This is a gift of the Holy Spirit. I didn't read this anywhere. I just looked at the map. I go, wow, this is crazy. This is exactly what it is. And look, something's been going on with our live streaming on this main page. I can't even get in my own chat again. Weird. So there's something that says error, try again. And many of you have had problems getting into my live streams on this main channel. They've done something to this channel. I don't know what it is, but I don't have this problem on my backup channel. So whatever they did, who knows? So I wanted you guys to see that, and this was probably a gift that God gave me, because he wants us all to shore up our beliefs in defending what we've been standing for the past 2 weeks. We've had to fight tooth and nail. I mean, there's probably even more clues in here. I mean, I'm just scratched the surface. I didn't even take the time to dig any deeper. There could be nail references, in hand references, and there is a street called palmus, like the palm of the hand. And there's all this stuff in here, and I'll dig into this. And if I find anything else, I'll do another live show. I'll add it to the live show tonight. But unbelievable. So let's go back in the chat here. So I love you guys. There's hope. This isn't a reason to be sad or worried. This stuff this is just biblical prophecy. It says in the last days, all this will be revealed. And here it is. So it's just a matter of buckling down. If anything, it should strengthen your faith. Know that God is real. Know the Bible's real. Know that you can stand your ground and have belief, not be mocked and ridiculed and criticized and doubted. Okay? Because all these elite talk about is Christ, but they talk about the Antichrist. That's their thing. Epic Christ asks a good question. I'll answer a couple questions before I get off here. It says, what's so significant about the Dead Sea Scrolls? Well, here's the significance of the Dead Sea Scrolls. Okay, now they were found by this sheep herder or something, and it was found in this location. It was impossible to get to. There were no signs that anyone had gotten into this place recently. It wasn't some kind of a setup. There are people out there that will want you to doubt the Dead Sea Scrolls. But if you doubt the Dead Sea Scrolls, there's no other ancient reference. These were the oldest ancient manuscripts and scrolls, the oldest ones. Up to that point, we only had more recent scrolls to base the Bible on. We're talking 600 AD, I believe, something like that, something crazy, like almost like 800 years after Christ walked the earth. That was the only proof that we had of the validity of the Bible, and it was scattered. It wasn't all complete. It was broken up into all these different pieces and books found at different locations. The Dead Sea Scroll had them all together and in one spot, and they were way older. These Old Testament books were found bound together, dating back to 200 to 500 BC, before Christ. So this was like, it was complete. And they had the Book of Enoch was included, very old copies of the Book of Enoch, which, by the way, have not been seen by human eyes. We have translations of the Book of Enoch from the Ethiopic texts from Ethiopia, which we're going to talk about that because that Bible is really old too, but it's not as old as the Dead Sea Scrolls. But the copies of the Book of Enoch that are found in the Dead Sea Scrolls are in private hands and haven't been viewed even by scholars. They're hiding them. So what does that tell you? And then they go out of their way to try to discredit the Ethiopic copies. So there you go. They're trying to hide something. Plain and simple. So there's something special about the Dead Sea Scrolls. Now, they came out in the year 1947. That's when they were discovered, but it took them several decades to go through these scrolls, and a lot of them were in good condition, but a lot weren't. So they had to be very careful about how they pulled these scrolls apart. One of them was found in a copper cylinder, like a copper scroll, which is just weird. Okay, so that was crazy. And so, yeah, I believe someone asked me the other day, well, these atheists say that there's no historical proof that Christ ever existed. Well, doesn't that seem suspicious to you? That we have a calendar based on Christ being born, Anno Domini after death, and BC before Christ era, but yet everything around the time that he was actually here has been scrubbed away and hidden away. If anything, that should be proof. It's like walking down the street and all the garages are open and there's cars in the garage and you see tire tracks, but there's no tires on the cars, any of the cars. And the car got there somehow, but you don't see any tires on the car. That's exactly what they did to Christ. All the images of Christ after the time he walked the earth are gone around that period, within 2 to 3 or 400 years around the time of his birth. Gone. Any writings that might have talked about him, gone. So there you go. They wouldn't base the entire world calendar on Christ if he never existed. And that's pretty much all we have left, other than the Bible, of course, and the extra biblical texts, of course, talk about Christ, but we don't have any like historical documentation of it. So hopefully that answers your question. Yeah, they've been finding more and more recently, Danny. Exactly. Recently, from these same caves, they're basically able to. Now, here are some valid concerns. Brother Daryl brought up some valid concerns, and he's right. All of this is in the control of Israel. So, at the end of the day, they can hide things. They can't change the word, but they can hide things. They cannot let things come out. They would be stupid to try to fake any of this, because you could spot a fake a million miles away. We know what a 2,000-year-old scroll looks like. So if they were trying to fake that and get everything perfectly faked, that would be almost impossible. But some people, they just have no faith at all in the Dead Sea Scrolls. I think that's an extreme viewpoint, but it is in control of Israel, and they're like basically managing this whole thing. But you got to understand, God will make a way. He preserves his word. It's interesting because the Dead Sea Scrolls were found in this Qumran cave. Got it pulled up here. Let's close up. Here it is here. And look at this, just east of Jerusalem. You ready for this? Let's open this in a new tab. Open image in a new tab. This is a map of the Qumran cave discovery. It's right near the Dead Sea. Let's blow this up. And look at it. It's just east of Jerusalem. Look at that. And I was reading in Matthew. And where did the wise men come from? East of Jerusalem. Now, from the east to Jerusalem, the same direction this star came from. They were following the star, right? So it was like the star led them to the birth of Christ. And so they were coming from this direction. Okay. And you have Jericho here near the Qumran caves where all these discoveries were made. And I believe, look at this. I mean, this is, I believe, where God preserved the word. What better place to do it? He didn't find these in Africa, didn't find it in Europe, didn't find it anywhere else, but in the Holy Land. Okay? So at the end of the day, this is right here. Jesus' own feet were walking around here. Here you have the Jordan River where he was baptized, born in Bethlehem, and there's Jerusalem right there. So it's all right there. I believe this was inspired of God, this discovery, to prove the Bible. And that's my opinion. But, you know, whatever. All right, guys. Well, any other questions? And okay, let's read in here. Yeah, the oldest Bible is the Ethiopian Bible. It predates. Look, Gary's got a wrench. It predates the King James Version by 800 years, and I'll show you that. Yeah, they seem to be capping out this other channel. See, I can't even leave a comment on my own live stream. Oh no, it says error, try again. Can you guys see that comment? Does it pop up for you? I just said hello. Let's see here. Didn't you do a video on similarities of the Nile and Mississippi? Yes. A lot of people saw that video. It went viral. And I showed how Egypt is America. We're Egypt. We've always been. Well, the Twin Towers are basically the two. It's the two pyramids. Okay, and there's a third pyramid, which is the new Freedom Tower. I can't even leave a comment in my own chat. You know, you guys talk about targeting individuals. I mean, this is just weird. I've got no notifications of anything wrong with this channel, and it's laden with problems. None of the notifications go out. A bunch of people get unsubscribed, and now I can't even comment. And this is the second time it's happened. So there's something weird going on. I don't even know who to talk to get it fixed. So that's what's going on with that. But wow, this is crazy. Let's go back in here. Let's look at this again. Look at this. Let's zoom in on the pierced side. Let's see what this building is. Let's fish around in here. Uh-oh. We're having technical difficulties. The pierced side. This red roof here. Motorcycle. I don't think this is going to work, but I wanted to try, you guys. Let's turn the labels on here. Whoa. Okay, let's do this. Okay, I think it's all caught up now. All right, let's turn these labels on. Places. See if it gives us any clues here. Yeah, look at this. You can almost, wow. All right, so this is Chiang Mai Thai Massage Center, age time, ink. Oh, this is a church. Church of Scientology. There you go. Piercing the side of Christ. Wow. I wasn't expecting that. So the Church of Scientology, are we still connected here? Unbelievable. Is the red that's piercing the side of the figure on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, the cross. Unbelievable. What else do we have here? So that's crazy and weird. It just got chills. And here's the feet. Let's see if these buildings say anything about feet. All of a sudden, foot massage. Watch, I bet you it's Chinese foot massage. Something weird like that. Okay, I'm sitting down now because I don't even know what we're going to find, you guys. What is this? Cabo Cantina. Musso and Frank Gross. So it's food places, looks like. Scorpion. Ooh. Scorpion would be down by our feet. Hollywood Las Palmas. Suppers. This is just like food places. Tours and food. Okay, so there's nothing really that relates to feet. I don't want to stretch this, but these do look like feet down here. These buildings, where his feet would be. Here's this is or two that seem to coincide, but I was not expecting the Scientology to be where his side was pierced. That's just creepy. So what else do we have here? Let's go here to the crown of thorns and see if there's anything thorny up here. Okay. Oh, we're at the Hilltop Records. Okay. That's where he was crucified. Vine, of course. So that's the crown of thorns. It's like a vine with thorns on it, right? Hollywood and Vubs and stuff. And Ron Hubbard, a life exhibit. And what's this? The Juices Fountain. Okay. They're like the Holy Spirit fountain. I don't know, you guys. Weird stuff. Weird stuff. So I'll keep digging a bit. I think that's pretty much all that there is there. 3D Film Festival, Oasis of Hollywood. Weird stuff. All right. Let's go back over here. See what's going on with you. Yeah, I probably wouldn't even be able to. Look, it's a wigaboo. Wow. See, these are some Dabu 7 trolls. Your mocking tone is disgusting. Fraud. Okay. Some mocking Hollywood. Wow. Yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and get off here. I have no control over this chat. Thanks, Gary, for holding down the fort. And that's just crazy. Unbelievable. The City of Angels is angels contains all the fallen stars. Exactly. That's exactly it, Gary. You hit the nail on the head. And a lot of people kind of know this, but to actually see it play out the way we did is pretty shocking. So, what else do we have here? All right. Okay, guys, we're going to pop off of here because I'm going to be live again soon. So I just wanted to say hi to everybody. Take care and be safe, you guys. Much love.